Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Neil Trussell, and I'm really excited to have as my guest Sally Lean. And Sally has been an international educator for 20 plus years. She's been in China, Singapore, Thailand, and then she just recently decided she needed to come back to her home country of Australia. And then since then, she's taken up to be an NLP coach and just lover of life. Welcome, Sally.
Oh, what a great introduction. I appreciate Thank you. What a marathon.
Okay. So we're gonna have to be patient with each other because sometimes Australia and Canada, their internet just are not getting along, and this is one of these times. So, Sally, the younger version of you, what did the younger version of you think success meant?
You know, when I think back, the idea that success in the future, when you had all the in life, you got your car, you've got a good job, people do. And so I think, so interestingly, I that I'd written in grade predict what life would be like for um, so I wrote that I would have a great, really happy.
Yes.
And interestingly enough, that did happen.
Cool.
So it was a nice cleaning out your stuff, and so yeah, I think I had this
Yep.
ride horses and dressage and all the going around all that sort of thing, and I had a kid at that time. I even got to for dressage and all that sort of thing. So maybe one day I'd go to the Olympics, be a dressage rider. So and of course, along comes the can't afford to have a horse, so I had to sell my horse and all my trophies and everything that I'd won, and put them kind of shelve that idea, like you do with a good book that you've read, kind of forget about it. So sort of how it was. Okay,
Yeah, and it's been a bit spotty, but I got that. So dressage was a huge part of the younger version of your life, and so that was the model of success. And if you were to look at your life now, what is your definition of success now?
Thing, isn't it? I hope you can't see myself. My photo's not my. Still hear me, Neil? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So now it's interesting because it's the word success is a noun. To think of it like a noun, it's a thing. And has moved more to being a verb that we're doing, So in I business, lean into success, play on my surname. Good math.
Yeah.
But not lean into success. It has this idea that success is out, they're going to get it, and we forget to actually where the gold is. In D, just before there's small wins to say, and when we're looking at all the things or we haven't achieved yet done on our to-do list today, we forget to look at what we have done, and along the way, and bring the joy. Yeah. So my definition now is a verse. It's live.
And that's beautiful. Thank you, and that's wonderful. So we all have a vision of somebody that's ultra successful in our life, and it doesn't matter who it is, but somebody that we think they've made it, they're successful, whether it's the best father, the best mother in the world, the best speaker, the biggest whatever. What do you think separates that person from the mere mortals, from the people that are just the average person? What do you think that secret sauce is?
Several things, right? For me, there's a few P's in there. Perseverance, and and in Chinese we're so you also need to learn network. When we forget, in those moments a bit overwhelming, we need that lift us up when we're so the Chinese word for friend, so I would add P's for success, important ingredients, and persist, right? We have to keep learn, and learn, mistakes will happen, and not trying hard enough, right? You're not enough game. That I found after a dear friend who I referred to, he there was an interviewed in the local paper, and he spoke about failing. I just thought, wow, what a great story. That was like catchphrases about failing forward. So when you fail, learn the lesson, move on, and each you're moving up, and that's one thing that we haven't been changing is to how to fail and how to manage and move and keep moving, and not the whole thing that holds them back.
And that's an interesting piece. So as I believe, successful people, whether they like it or not, have learned or are in the process of learning to fail forward, learning to pick themselves up after they fail. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, resilience piece, right? And you got to pick yourself up, pull yourself up by the boots, and keep on keeping. It's really important, Neil, is to have following your passion that will make a difference in the world. That's a good reason to get out of bed in the morning. Why bother?
So what do you think is the reason that ultra successful people get out of the bed in the morning for?
It's because they believe in what and they also have that courage to challenges that come. So the success, or succeeding is that it's a mountain without it. There's not some point your flag and say, right, I summited. There's levels of success as we move. So you constantly upgrade, right? So it's that the key is to know that there's not some one points along the way where you post this done now on to the next part of my mission, So generating. So I think that's, it's people out of bed, especially those ultra and is looking to the ultra successful away from, from, when we living our going about things as best we can. Oh, I'd never be like, I'd never be like that, and yet what we success is, and, and be able to see and have or join the dots to add up the time, like that. So, an athlete, their career, in front of, they're in the field, athletics at school, doing beginning, building up to a medal winning athlete who gets to run. So, we all got to start. If you haven't already started, then today.
Absolutely. And as we continue I'm not that I'm ignoring you. I've been trying to text my wife to ensure that all of our other peripherals are off, because I'm getting really bad breaking up. So it's just like, oh my, it's like you've had some beautiful points and I want them to be shared with our audience, but it's like, oh my, sometimes it's very difficult to listen to. So when we're actually doing this, when we do this, when we listen to the replay, I may ask you to come back on at another time so that we can get this right. So, because the words that you're sharing are just like, oh my, there's so much truth to it that I want our audience to hear this. So hopefully this clears up. So I want our audience to be able to hear this and experience Sally. So
thank you.
In your experience, from your old version of what success was to the new version, did it just creep up over time? Or was there like an epiphany moment? Was there something that just like, oh my goodness, and that helped sway your change in what success was?
Yeah, there's sort of being point or tip, sort of bulb moments, right? In my international people from all around the world, some top trainers and people who are really so I to I remember you have to live in other, and those words in those moments when I self-doubt or concern, I what this this the Jerome leader, what he said to me, you have listening of you. So and different pieces of I even have those people's voice that I can, yeah. So that's been experience, and I'm very lots of amazing and business people and entrepreneur world. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm still we're still trying to, I'm still paying attention, but I've had my wife run back and forth, and we're trying to make sure that we can clean up this signal, because it's just like, oh. So if you were to so I'm talking with Sally, and I said, I really want to be successful in whatever it is. What would one piece of advice that you could, and it doesn't matter what I want to be successful in, what's one thing that you would offer me or our viewers or listeners?
Hopefully they'll be able to hear what I have to share. So, Abraham, the best way, well, at least I think, to predict the future is to create it. That, that sort of, that's if you're in the following your path, forwarding after the things that you love, but in difference in the world, then you're so I would, if you keep yourself open, just be on the lookout, opportunities, and you in that mindset, an open mindset, say yes when opportunity, how to make it happen yet. Send, lean in as they and figure it out along the way. Lots of amazing people around, and and you will.
I love the play on words that you've referred to a couple times, and lean in, and I absolutely love this, lean in to succeed, and you've just said lean into what it is that you want. I love it. So if you were to leave our listeners with some last thoughts, or share, or whatever it is that you'd like to leave our listeners with, and viewers, what would that be?
One thing recently is the power of community. They say that you're the people that you spend the most time with, carefully, who and where you share your energy and support and ideas, and generate in the world with, and that community, so that you can, knowing that who will help you to keep flying when there's
Absolutely. So I want to thank you for taking the time out of your busy day, and for joining us. So thank you, Sally.
thank you, Neil. What a great
And
lineup that you have.
so thank you, and take care.